Yo, what up, everyone? I'm Rahim here, owner of Rappin' and Snackin', getting into a track review. This one being for Eminem and Snoop Dogg's From the D to the LBC. Just dropped a few days ago. Listened to it a few times. Wanted to drop a review. So here I am. Make sure to hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at Rappin' and Snackin'. Appreciate y'all. See my collection. See a bunch of other stuff. Buy a shirt. The link is in the description below. Appreciate y'all as always. So Eminem and Snoop dropped a song. Very interesting because a lot of people, they must be newer fans or maybe they don't have a good memory because they think this is the first time Eminem and Snoop Dogg have collaborated on a track together. That's not true. Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP, on that album, they have Bitch Please 2, which is originally a song by Snoop Dogg on his album No Limit Top Dog. And that's a great, great, great song, Bitch Please. That does not have Eminem. However, Eminem has Bitch Please number 2, and Snoop is on that track, and they've collaborated on that. However, this is the first time to my knowledge that they have a track just the two of them together. So if you haven't heard Bitch Please 2, make sure to peep that out. It's from my personal favorite Eminem album. Super, super great. But so they collaborate. They had like a minor, I don't really want to call it a beef, but they had like a little skirmish, very, very, very slight feud. Just when Snoop Dogg had his top rapper list, Eminem wasn't on it, but the way he kind of said why Eminem wasn't on it kind of had like a little thing, and Eminem addressed it on his song, I believe, Zeus. So, it is what it is. Let bygones be bygones. They rocked the Super Bowl stage together with Dre and others, and super awesome moment. And here we are today. And a song came out of nowhere. I was shocked. My homie AD Uno hit me up and was like, yo, this song is fire. Like, peep it out, blah, blah, whatever. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, I didn't even know they dropped. So I peeped it out, wanted to let it marinate for a few days, and I listened to it probably like 5, 6, 7 times by now. Dropped a music video as well, so peep that out if you haven't. And music video is pretty funny. Pretty good stuff, great graphics, great animations, etc. And I think it has that ape in it, which I've seen a lot, which I think has to do with NFTs, but I don't truly understand all of it. So if I'm missing something, let me know. But as far as the song, so Eminem has been doing this for a while now. I think I really started to notice it, especially after Rap God released on Marshall Mathers LP 2. But particularly on albums after that, he started to go into more of a fast flow, a rapid fire flow, putting in a lot of lyrics in a little bit of time. And on top of that, also in addition to the fast flow, he's also kind of focused a lot on punchlines, especially. See, Eminem is actually an incredible storyteller, and you kind of forget that in some of these newer albums and songs because he doesn't do it as often. He still does it, just not as often as he used to. And Eminem has always had punchlines in his earlier music, but now he's focusing a bit more on double entendres, really trying to make you rewind it, whereas back earlier Eminem, he not only had punchlines, but a lot of it had a lot of shock value as well. And you were also back in the days able to get away with a lot more graphic content and vulgar content, which Eminem got big off of as well, as you can just see his track record. But the reason why I mention that is because this is one thing that kind of worries me about some artists that I really like and I really respect, is that when I'm able to predict how a song is going to sound, that sometimes is not the best thing, because then it's like, oh, you become a broken record, you become predictable, you're not really intriguing the fan base anymore. That's at least for me, right? So I already knew right off the bat. I already knew Eminem was going to rap fast. I knew it was going to be very punchline heavy. I just knew that was going to be the case. Where I was wrong is I thought Snoop was going to go ahead and have his standard flow, his just more relaxed, slower, just mid-tempo flow, which we didn't really see. We actually saw Snoop speed it up, which kind of shocked me. I'm not going to lie. I definitely was wrong on that aspect of it. But, it's cool. They're shouting out Detroit. They're shouting out Long Beach, their cities and whatever. So we get Eminem spitting bars, and really, just like I said, that's what he's doing. And Eminem does have a lot of clever lines. really, really good lines on here, and especially like I think the Mary Jane, marijuana, Spider-Man lines I think were probably some of my favorites of his verse. But if you just read his verse, I have the lyrics on the side, but I don't even really have to reference it. If you read his verse, you'll just see that, yeah, it's very punchline heavy. If that's what you're into, boom, he's rapping fast, etc. The chorus, which usually for me is Eminem's usually his weaker spot in his arsenal, the chorus is actually pretty decent. He's not rapping loud on it. He's rapping a little more of a slight softer tone, a little more of a whisper flow. I think it actually works a little bit. I think it does work. Then we get Snoop on here, and we get Snoop going fast. I was shocked. I definitely was shocked. I think Snoop actually does pull it off pretty well, where I think the problem is that when you compare his vocals to Eminem's vocals, Snoop's are far lower, and it's honestly pretty hard to understand what Snoop is saying. Like, there were only certain parts of the song where I really understood what he was saying, like when he says "crippin'," he says that pretty loud, or like he had to thump his chest a little bit, and towards the end of the lyrics, or of his verse, where the beat parts of it drop off on the layering, that's also where I'm able to tell what Snoop is saying. See, the problem is that it just wasn't mixed perfectly, in my opinion. I think it could have been a little bit better. Just my opinion. If that's the sound they were going for, then albeit I'll bite on that one. But at the end of the day, I don't think it sounds as good as it could have been. See, I think Eminem's vocals were mixed better than Snoop's. With Snoop's, if that's the sound they were going for, then they achieved it. I just don't like it as much. But I think, examining when I was able to actually read the bars, I thought Snoop actually did drop some dope lyrics on that for sure. I thought that was pretty dope, but as far as the execution, I thought it could have been better. One thing that shocked me big time was the production on here. I did not think Eminem produced this at all. I couldn't really, because, Eminem has produced throughout his career, and I think that's one thing that some people didn't know about him, but he's a pretty good producer. All said and done, he's pretty good. I don't think a lot of people expect that out of him, because they usually just talk about his rapping capabilities, but he's also a pretty decent producer. And on this, I was actually shocked. Big brownie points to Eminem on the production on this, because I wasn't expecting it at all. But he did, so that was shocking. With that all being said, I thought the song, my biggest drawback, and like I said, if this is a song that is the first time I'd heard Eminem with this type of style, I probably would rank it higher. But the fact that I'm seeing this trend of Eminem, and just to hear this same thing over and over again, and to hear it kind of being so predictable, I'm gonna have to rank it down quite a bit. So to me, the ranking is probably gonna be like a C+, maybe a B- at absolute best. After like 6-7 listens, I'm gonna go ahead and probably lean a little more towards a C+, hoping for a little more originality. Maybe I'm expecting too much, but really I'm not. I try and keep it as honest as I can. And what can I be expecting? This song came out of nowhere. There was no hype, dropped. That was my initial thoughts. And then after hearing it a bit more, I started to appreciate the production a little bit more. But then again, like I said, Snoop's verse not being up to par on how it was mixed. Also, Eminem just being so obvious with what he's going to do on his approach. Definitely a turnoff. I was a little shocked on the chorus, as I said. But what's interesting, too, in addition to this track review, is that this is going to be on Curtain Call number 2. And, it's very bold to have 2 greatest hits albums, because if it's going to follow anything like Curtain Call number 1, Curtain Call number 1 was called Curtain Call The Hits, right? And it was a compilation of a bunch of Eminem's greatest songs, greatest hits, and then it also mixed in a few tracks that were never released before, and they were brand new for the album. So if that's the case, Eminem is having a second greatest hits. That's kind of wild. So he can't include anything that was on the first Curtain Call, at least it shouldn't. And then Curtain Call number 2 will have like his stuff after Encore. So that's interesting. So we'll see how many extra tracks we get that are newly recorded, like this track with Snoop Dogg. Hope we get some bangers. That would be awesome. Or maybe he may do like a he may do something like a double discer, like he did for Music to Be Murdered By, how side B, how he included side A, and then he also had side B as a double discer. He might do the same thing with Curtain Call 2. Don't be surprised if he drops Curtain Call number 2 with Curtain Call. The first one is disc 1, and then the second one is disc 2, and drop like a double CD on that, and like a crazy deluxe edition, and like a 4 vinyl LP. Like, I wouldn't be shocked about it. I'm just talking a little bit here just as I just thought of it right now. But don't be shocked if that happens. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this song. Do you agree with my rating? Do you think I'm crazy? Am I accurate? Am I hater? Am I rating it too high? Just let me know, man. It's all fun. Hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at Rappin' and Snackin'. I appreciate y'all as always. Talk to y'all next time. Bless up.